Okay. Let's see. We started out doing introductions in the bar, the tavern, not bar, whatever it was.
It was an
Um,
inn. There are no
in
taverns in Zell because
Yeah, I was trying to think of the right word. I knew it wasn't
how many
alcohol.
times do I need to beat this lesson into you?
I knew what it was. I didn't know the word for it. I'm sorry. Okay.
Okay.
Um. So yeah, we were at the inn with the man, the myth, the legend, the greasy man, whose name I'm forgetting, but that's okay.
Corporal Salonius.
That's it. Yep.
There you go, Caleb.
And we did introductions. He recognized me and Cupid, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I had no idea who Grim was, but Grim didn't look happy to be anywhere.
I am
So,
just here for money, and that is what matters.
yeah. Um, but yeah, we were. This is really bad for me because I missed so many chunks. So he told us how we had to go to Oasis Hill. Um, Osias,
Osius,
not
yes.
Oasis, Osias. Yes. That's where the cultists were last seen to be gathering. Report back once the problem is solved. Um, so we started on our way, and we learned about stress score,
Mm-hmm.
which was lovely and has zero consequences at all.
Dude, I was getting destroyed by the end of that.
You were a little
You're,
stressed out.
yeah, you're stressed as fuck.
Yeah, I didn't do anything. I was like, any roll
um,
I make will be an automatic failure.
yeah. So we had a lovely introduction to that. Um, and then we continued. We found this little structure, like 3 or 4 feet tall in the woods. Uh, Came up to it and figured out it's an effigy, made of bones, metal, and dripping in blood. I think it had like a heart at the top.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was actually still beating, so that was great. Powered by low magic, lovely horror elements. We love it. Deciding not to fuck around with it, we continue on towards the hill. And we come across a wooden palisade where there's a very still and silent place. Um, there's a heavy smell of iron, something burning, not sure what. And we crest the hill, get into the palisade, and find a battle, which was basically a slaughter of everyone there. Camp is filled with dead bodies, some wearing the cultist stuff, others wearing all black. Um, Figured out that they are from the Shivo Research Conservatorium.
Shivo.
Shivo. Yeah. Um, had some background knowledge of that, which was fun to learn. They had anti-divination amulets um, that had little bits of emerald in it, and we all took one, which was a very smart decision later on. Um, Saw a bunch of weird stuff like inside the buildings, like animal skins, stuff like that, animals stitched together. Oh, real creepy stuff. It was stone slab with the cultist body, who'd been stitched together with a deer,
Mm-hmm.
with a knife in his chest. There was one building in the center that was intact, but also weird. It was like curved, leaning backwards at 45 degrees, no matter which way you went. So that was fun. And that being the only intact building, we obviously went into it. Um, so yeah, uh, the mark appeared on my backs, but on our backs, but we didn't realize. It's the same one we saw tattooed on the other ones. Um, and we found the 8 dead cultists and the one librarian stabbing the ninth one with a spear. The librarian was still alive, kind of. The cultist had stabbed him with a knife, and we got a little bit of information from him. He gave us a letter, said follow the stars, and wanted us to run with the knife. Like, make sure that we don't get it, or that whoever is around doesn't get it. So we stand around for a little bit, trying to figure out what's going on. Things start to get colder. We realize after one of us leaves, I can't remember who.
Grim.
Yeah, Grim. Grim went out and realized it was like negative 20 degrees inside the building, so we all left. And saw that there was a ring missing. Yay. The primordial ring was gone, the stars were all in the wrong place. There was, oh yeah, I forgot. There was a thing doing an autopsy. Something invisible was chopping up the bodies, which was great. So we left in a hurry because we didn't want to be there anymore. And we made camp and we found a person, half-elf man who I know. And he was very, very sad because our souls are belonging to someone else, and that's great. And we found that person, or they found us rather.
Yeah.
And we ran. We ran for a very long time.
Almost died.
Almost died several times. It was great. Nothing bad happened. We're okay. But we also found out that the letter had a map, and it only appeared when in starlight, and it showed us a little path to where we had to go, like 100 miles southeast. So that's where we're at. We're just finished running, and we're on the way that way.
Well, perhaps, but at this point, I must ask, as the sun has finally come up, what are you guys doing?
We should probably get going.
Yeah. I'm assuming we can't hear or see the banker around us anymore.
As you look around, you haven't heard or seen them for a few hours now, and as the sun begins to rise in the sky, you don't see them. They're not there. Doesn't mean that they're not close.
Well, at least we don't see them.
At this point, we have not been able to take a long rest yet, right?
Correct.
I would like to keep going for a bit longer, but we should probably rest soon.
Hey,
That
I, Go
works
ahead.
for me. I'll go for as long as you guys can. I just want to get as far away from here as we can.
I agree. We need to move away from here quickly and quietly.
All right.
So where are you guys headed then?
I think at this point we are still uh, following just where the map is pointing us. The little ways southeast. Not a little ways, but
Well, interesting thing to note. As the stars fade and the sun rises in the sky, the map fades.
Suppose it did say follow the stars, huh?
Right.
Okay. Is it safe to say we have a general idea of the direction it was pointing?
Yeah, southeast.
Okay. Do we want to travel a little ways that way? And then
I
take a
mean,
rest?
might as well. We can get our bearings, when the sun sets.
Okay.
A little ways. I don't want to go too far though, in case we get too far uh, off the route.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Are we in we're in the forest, right?
You're at the very edge of a forest, yeah.
Okay.
They speckle the deadlands, but it's not a healthy forest. The underbrush here isn't immense, and the trees don't grow overly tall here. About 40, 50 feet is their max, which, with most reaching about 20 feet in height. And with this being towards the end of fall, not a ton of like foliage or leaf cover here.
Okay.
But would you guys like to head south, west, or southeast?
Yeah, is there any road nearby or?
Make a history check for me.
Okay. Can I argue for survival as like a knowing the general like woods and area?
Yeah, I'd allow that.
Okay, cool. And does stress reset at the start of a session or just after long rest?
Stress is decreased by 2 after a long rest.
Oh. In that case, 9.
9. Actually, your stress right now, Grim, is all the way up to 4.
Yeah, I have a +2.
Oh, that's okay. Sorry, my apologies. Then a 9. You know that there are generally roads about. A lot of the roads would kind of be heading southeast towards the city of Delekingrad, which is one of the closer cities, or directly northeast towards the city of Yorder, which is another generally close by city. So you assume if you head in a southwest direction that you eventually pick up a road, but they are really unkempt country roads. The Deadlands doesn't have a lot of governmental oversight here. The people of Zell tend to leave this place alone, but you think that there would probably be a road close by.
Well, it sounds like both of the um, major roads nearby are going in like completely opposite directions of where we want. So I'm good for just roughing it. That sound good to you guys?
Colin, I have a question. You said that I did know this was the banker, right? That had been chasing us.
Yes.
Would I know? Does he have any? He doesn't happen to have like an aversion to coming out in the daytime or anything? Anything that would make me think we were safe in the day?
Make a history, religion, or arcana check. All are applicable to the banker, and it's up to you for what you would wish to roll.
I will do. I'll do religion. They all have the same modifier though. Does this get
It does.
the hunter's bane?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Oh, I have 2 stress, correct?
You only have 1 stress.
Only 1. Okay, cool. Uh, not bad. 18.
18. As you kind of think back to what you know, you said religion, right?
Religion was what I said, yes.
The banker is tied to a high god of some sort. Everything they do is to kind of spite this high god. They will do anything necessary to accomplish their goals and play their little tricks. The banker is mostly seen at night, as they are of a darker color, and it kind of lends to the atmosphere of fear. But no, the banker can't come out during the day. It just prefers to hunt at night for targets when they can't see it coming. So it's less likely you will encounter the banker in the daylight, but the chances are never zero.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm fine with just roughing it. I think I don't know how familiar you two are with the banker, the one who was chasing us, but from what I know, he generally tends to hunt at night. Nothing stops him from hunting in the day, but we should definitely take our rest where we can get it.
It might be a good idea then to rest relatively soon, so that way we can stay up through the entire night. It also means that we'll get best use out of the map.
Yeah, I agree. So we'll travel maybe a little further and then set up camp.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay,
Fine by me.
then you can travel a little further. Eventually, Grim, you would pick up a road going southwest, and it probably is not a straight shot to your destination, but it could allow you to go on more traveled paths, which might be a blessing or a curse. You're not yet sure. But I'm assuming you probably walk for another hour or two, and then you take in long rest.
Yeah, probably. And then
That is good with me.
obviously set up a watch as well.
Okay. Sounds good. Um, let's see then. Who is taking first watch?
I can do it.
You can do it? Alright. I would like you then to make an insight check.
Insight. Okay. No. 2.
Okay. Your watch goes on without incident.
Great. Then whoever was
I'll
up
take
for
second watch.
Gotcha. I'll just kind of probably draw my rapier and just kind of nudge him awake with like the flat part of it.
Okay. Then kind of nudging you awake thereon. And what are you doing on your watch? Just sitting there watching, I'm assuming?
Very attentively, but yes.
Okay.
He's still skittish from the previous night.
Your golden spear is ice cold during your watch. To the point where if you were to hold it too long, you might get frostbite. But as you stare attentively, what is your passive perception?
Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. Passive perception. 13.
Okay. Your watch passes without incident.
Oh god, am I up?
Yep.
Oh. Alright, you said perception?
No, for you, Grim, let me see here. What is your charisma score?
14.
14? Can you roll a D100 for me?
Yeah, that's what I love to hear. 6.
That's interesting.
Straight up 6.
Straight up 6. Let me roll something real quick. Okay.
Am I just dead?
No.
Did I die?
Cupid and Theron will both take a point of doom.
Oh, no.
Okay.
As you are sitting there, Grim, attentively, and you just begin to shake all of a sudden. Just trembling. You're not really sure why. And, you feel lighter than air for but a moment. And as the sun begins to set, that trembling just increases every now and then as a crow caws in the distance. You see a snake weaving its way through the tall grass next to your camp. As you look, you see Cupid asleep. You can see a blackened mark on his back, kind of showing. But you're not sure why you're shaking.
Well, I'm gonna wake everybody up. It's time to move.
It is time to move. And so all of your stress points have decreased by 2. So Cupid and Theron, both of your stress is now at 0. And your doom for both of you is at 3. Grim,
Hey.
your stress is at 2. And your doom is at 2.
Hey. I'm gonna. So, did you always have a tattoo, Cupid?
No,
Or
I
is that
don't
like a mole? I didn't get a good look at it.
I I don't have any tattoos.
Um,
Where do you where did
you
you
might
see it?
wanna. Your back?
My Is there like a mirror or something around the camp I can use to look at it?
Does someone have a mirror?
I probably don't.
Most likely not.
I also do not.
And you don't have a mirror.
I I don't know. I'll roll up my shirt. What does it look like?
Oh God.
What do you mean,
Well,
oh
that's not
God?
good. Yeah, that's really not good.
Do we recognize it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw it earlier.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm confirming.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know that thing on that guy's back? The triangle thingy?
What, the one you tried to make me touch?
Yeah. Well, you're touching it now.
I what? They're just gonna kind of roll their shirt back down. I Colin, when Grim grabbed my hand to touch it, I did not actually touch the tattoo, right? I pulled away before that.
If you wanted to, yeah. You could have done that.
I would have tried to, yeah.
They, Caleb, like, definitely sad that he's pulling away.
Gotcha.
I remember at least that much.
I didn't even touch it though. You touched it. Do you have the same thing?
I don't know, check. I'm gonna lift up my shirt.
Same thing.
Yeah,
Um,
you have it too. Theron?
I'm
Do you-
lifting my
Damn
shirt
it.
too.
Same thing. But more intricate on thereon. You can see that there's like sharper lines to this tattoo. You see that there is some filigree around like the cross, kind of at the upper portion of the inverted triangle. And the bottom, like, central blood rune of unity has this iridescence to it that yours do not.
That looks different than Cupid's, but it's definitely the same symbol.
Yeah, it's different than Grimm's too. It's like more detailed.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, I don't think that that's a good thing.
Most
No, I
definitely
don't think
not.
so.
I'm gonna reach my hand over my shoulder and feel it. Is it cold?
No, it just feels like regular skin.
Okay.
Also, does my spear still feel cold?
It does.
Does this feel cold to you guys?
A touch.
It does feel cold.
I'll touch the spear.
It feels cold.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it feels cold.
Okay. Do either of you know anything about magic?
I know a little bit, but
A little.
barely anything.
I've picked up a little information. It's scattered, but
I know enough to get me by and nothing more.
All right. Oh.
Colin, the Dagger of Erudition, how does that feel?
It feels normal temperature of the air.
There. Just in case, I'll hold it out to the others and say, this feels normal to me. Does it feel cold to you guys?
I'll touch.
I'll check it.
Feels normal.
No, that one's
Okay.
good.
Weird. I don't know. Do either of you want it? I can hang on to it, but I don't really use blades much.
I mean, I'm not crazy about touching the whole thing, but I'm pretty good with a knife.
Up to you. I mean, it's not what gave me the tattoo, at least.
How fancy does this knife look?
Pretty fancy looking knife.
All right, well yeah, I'll take it then.
Alright, I will hand it back over to Grim.
All right, then.
Yeah, if this whole thing goes poorly, we can pawn it off. We find a way to do that.
That's
Then-
a horrible option, but I guess it's an option.
I'm just saying, if things go back to normal and we still have it, you know, what's the harm in making a quick chunk of change?
Then you can add your addition to your inventory, Grim. And thereon, can you please make a perception check for me?
How do you spell
Oh,
that?
hi.
17.
17? Okay. Let me roll something here.
Oh, of course I can't see it. Wonderful.
All right, everything's good.
Is it almost nighttime?
It is nighttime, yeah.
Okay, are the stars out?
As the sun is going down, you do start to see the first stars beginning to peek through.
Can we open the map?
Yeah. So you kind of slowly open the map and look up. The primordial ring is back in the sky this night. The stars
What?
still aren't normal, though.
Can I attune myself to the erudition?
Yes, you can.
Alright, I might as well. I nothing bad could possibly come from that. Right? Okay, thanks guys. Wait, oh god, the ring's back.
Okay.
That's new.
This is the map.
That feels weirder than it being gone in the first place.
Yeah. I don't like that things are changing every night. God, who knows what's gonna happen tomorrow?
Just for fun, looking around our like surroundings, like we are still like in the same place we set up camp in, right? Like our surroundings still appear the same.
Of course. Why would they have changed?
Uh-huh. Great. Just making sure. Okay. Well, are you guys ready to get moving?
Let's get on with it.
Okay. So, it's about 90 miles between all of you and your destination at this point. How quickly do you want to move each night as you progress that way?
Can I get a range of speeds?
At
Like,
So at maximum, probably 25, 30 miles a night. I mean, you'd be running a marathon in a night every night if you were keeping it that pace. Being Aether Souls, it's possible for you. Or a comfortable speed, maybe 15, 20 miles a night.
I'd say probably 20. Is that good to you guys?
20 sounds good. I definitely don't want to overdo it because we do not want to be exhausted when someone catches up to us.
Yeah, I'd hate for somebody to show up and don't even have the energy to run away. So 20 is perfect for me.
Okay. And what tactics will you be employing to avoid the Banker of Bones?
So,
Oh, go ahead.
no, sorry. The only way he could find us last time was by sight and smell, right? That we're aware of.
That you're aware of.
Um, well, if it's sight, we should probably not be directly on the road. Right? There's gonna be more foliage and stuff to cover us up if we're a little ways off.
I think as long as we can still find our way, it wouldn't hurt to stay off the roads. We should probably also be careful leaving our camps when we do, probably, like kicking away footprints and that kind of thing where we can, obscuring any signs of someone having been there.
Is that all?
I'm
I
trying
don't-
to think of something, but
I'm trying to. I guess if we could, like, I don't know, kill, like, a couple deer or something and, like, leave the bodies somewhere, that might work as a distraction, but I don't really know if we would want to go
So,
too far off of our path to do that.
would it be possible while we're going to catch some form of wildlife,
Yeah, that's
even if it's
possible.
something smaller,
Mm-hmm.
like a rabbit or a squirrel or something?
Yeah, that's possible.
Okay. If we catch a few of those, could we put our blood like on it and then release it
Sure,
just as like a dummy trail?
that would work.
Oh, that's smart.
That is really smart.
Yeah, I like that. Good plan.
I would like you to make a survival check then thereon to see what animal you can catch.
Survival. And stress has been reduced, right?
Yes.
Okay. That is a 16 plus 1, so 17.
17. You're able to capture, if you wish, a fairly large crow or two. Just kind of knocking it out with a well placed rock and like a makeshift net. And after spreading your blood on a few of these creatures, setting them off, helps to obscure your trail. If this is what you're doing, it will take a total of 5 days to get to your destination. If you're only going at night, which I assume you are. And because of this, I would like each of you to roll a flat d20 for me. You've lowered the DC for all of yourselves.
Yeah, well, this campaign I'm not doing so almost a 2.
Nat 20.
It's the
So I
time
got a
for a
12.
nat 20.
Well, it's the night of 16s, so that's another one for me.
Okay. Then, through your efforts, firstly, I'm going to give Theron a fate point for the blood idea.
Yes.
As all of
Well
you,
earned.
yeah, as all of you progress, then keeping to the shadows, keeping to the dark, keeping off the paths and off the trails. You do not run into the Banker of Bones during your journey. However, as you're walking on the 4th night, you are passing by a tree, Grim, and you see a squirrel sitting there looking at you. But it has the head of a blue jay. And you realize that it's dead. Just fixed there in this still life.
Uh, 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 uh. I'm just like tapping everyone. I'm not saying anything.
I'll
And
turn to
I'm
look at it.
pointing. I'm like,
Ugh. That,
like what was at the um hill?
yeah, that seems to be its mark.
You think it's the banker fella?
Maybe we shouldn't say his name so much, but yes, I think so.
So, did you say it was looking at us, like actually seeing us, or it just is there?
It's just there. As you take a closer look, it is definitely dead. The bird and the squirrel would necessarily have needed to be decapitated to
Yes.
have this.
Undeath is a thing. I'm just checking.
Yeah, of course.
Hey, at this point, it's good to confirm.
Hmm.
Who knows what's going on? I guess we ignore it.
How long do they appear to have been dead?
Make a nature check at advantage for me.
Advantage. Okay. That was almost another nat 20, but that is a 16.
16. Maybe 2 days.
These look like they're a few days old, so I don't know if they were put here when they were killed, but if they were, he is probably out of the area by now. He could have saved them and put them here more recently, but I don't know. But you are right. We should keep an eye out, but he may have already passed through.
Does it appear to be like denoting anything like a sign?
Make an insight check for me.
Insight. 14.
As you look at it, you start to think like what possible reason for this creature could there be. As you look it over, you don't see any magic runes or symbols. You check in with your other party mates, Grim and Cupid, and it doesn't have low magic on it. And then you realize what it is. It's for fun, Theron. The Banker of Bones does this for fun. It likes this.
Okay.
What an upstanding citizen.
Just a guy with hobbies.
Yeah.
Everyone needs a hobby.
Normal hobbies.
Do you continue?
This is weirding me out too much. I think we gotta move.
Yeah, let's just stop looking at it.
Okay. The next night, Cupid, off on a distant hill, you see another bone effigy. And you see 3 or 4 people dancing around it under a glittering foreign starscape. The night is somehow darker than usual. As you look at them on this foreign hilltop, are all of you continuing to move unseen? Or are you approaching the dancing figures around the bone effigy?
I grab my short sword. I'm like, what are we doing? It's your call.
Because they are still there and have not left it, does it seem like they're still in progress? Like, the point of the ritual has not yet been fulfilled?
Perhaps.
Well, if they are still working on summoning, who we can assume they're summoning, it may be good to, I hate to say it, but take them out before they finish. But on the other hand, if they're already done, it may be better for us to just put more distance between us and them.
Are they even doing a ritual, or are they just dancing? I don't know anything about magic, but
I mean, sometimes that's part of it.
Well, it generally an effigy is used as an altar. It's sacrificial. It is.
They might be making one. The last one we saw, um, does this look the same as the last one? Or is it, like, unfinished or something?
Make a perception check.
Alright, 20.
Okay.
My first roll higher than a 10 this entire campaign.
Very nice. As you peer at this effigy, it shares characteristics with the other one. Of course, different bones in the configuration at the bottom, same kind of semicircle of metal spikes. This time, probably a liver or a kidney in the middle of that actual circle. And come with me to side one, Cooper, as you would see something else.
Oh god.
Hey, Cooper.
Alright.
As Grim looks, some of these figures have uniforms. These people who are dancing around are soldiers from Zell. And they dance in these kind of frantic, jerky movements. Back to Maine.
Oh,
Though.
oh god. Oh,
Well, that's not what I wanted to hear.
guys.
Yeah.
Those are bodies. They're not people. They don't move like people. They're wearing some kind of like they look like soldiers, and they look like somebody's puppeteering them. I don't think that they're alive.
Hmm.
Hey, this might. Does it look like someone is like actively moving them on their own, or do they look like they're suspended from something?
Um, hard to tell.
Okay, well, if it's like the autopsy thing we saw, then that means he's probably very close by, and we want to move.
Works with me. Let's just book it.
Quickly, but still quietly. If we do not have his attention yet, we should keep it that way. Because we're still kind of like down in like underbrush right now, right? Kind of.
This is kind of on a hill, maybe half a mile away. And you're kind of more actually open area at this general part.
Let's get to some foliage and start moving.
Yeah, let's move.
Sounds good. Then, as you continue along, slowly, you continue on through the night. And eventually, on the 6th night of travel, after leaving all of this behind, following the starlight map, Grim, you're at the front. When you kind of crest a hill and come to a familiar log cabin under this starscape. There are a few candles in the windows. It is small, unassuming. It's his house. Just as you remember it, Grim.
God, I don't want to interact with this guy. Can you guys do the talking?
Okay, who is this? Is he dangerous?
No, he's a nice old man. And check this out. I'm gonna take out a compass and hand it to Cupid.
I'll look at the compass.
It's going crazy.
Look, I don't know. This is, from as much as I could tell, he's a kindly old man. I just maybe sold him out a little.
Okay, is he going to recognize you with us and be angry at all of us?
Oh, I mean, so his name's Gary, or at least that's what he said his name was. And I mean, he seems like the type of guy who would forgive, but I definitely screwed him over. You know how I said I saw a letter like this one, and I kind of threw it out?
Yes.
Yeah, he kind of told me to deliver it. And he gave me another thing, and I kind of sold it.
What was the other thing, Grim?
It was just like a necklace. It was like a little locket. Like a little sentimental thing.
I have a feeling that was more than sentimental.
Alright. It was a good idea at the time. Maybe not now. But he just gave me a letter, gave me a little locket, told me to deliver it to someone. And
Who?
that's it. I don't know, his daughter, granddaughter, family member.
Did you hear a name?
I don't remember. I kind of didn't pay much attention. There's a wanted poster for him. Like, a couple, actually. So there's something more than kindly old man going on. But I don't know if wanted means good or wanted means bad in this case.
Okay. You can stay in the back then. Let's go deliver the letter.
Perfect. I'm gonna hand Theron the dagger. Your edition.
Because, let's see.
At this point, Cupid and Grim, you both begin to hear what Theron's been hearing, which is the sound of glass breaking very lightly all around you. Cupid, it's at this moment that you start to see shards of glass like rushing over the ground, like snow being blown in a blizzard. And they're rushing towards probably a spot 20 feet in front of you. In this moment, all of you watch as this glass grows. It becomes solid in places as a being standing perhaps 12 feet tall, vaguely humanoid, appears. Its general head begins to slowly look upon Theron, who now has the dagger. Password. Password. Password.
This wasn't here when I was here.
Password.
What's the dagger called again?
Your edition?
Password.
Follow the stars?
Head slowly turns to you. Unidentified user. Password not accepted. Password. Password.
Well, it appears we're at an impasse.
I don't recall the the librarian saying anything like a password, right?
No.
And there's nothing written on the map anywhere.
Checking it? No.
Is there anything on, like, what was the letter was sealed, right?
Yeah.
Was there a seal? Like, what was the seal?
You broke the seal.
Okay. Like,
So
were there any words on it, basically?
make a history check.
Okay. Uh, 14.
14. Do you know any Elvish?
Yes, actually.
Okay. You saw some Elvish script. Something along the lines of, as you were kind of looking at it, like wisdom or like knowledge, like some Elvish script regarding that.
Okay.
Password. Timeout in 5, 4,
Erudition.
3. What did you say?
Erudition.
Password denied. Intruders detected.
Oh, fuck.
As a red light begins to emanate from the interior of this golem, I'm going to need all of you to roll initiative.
That's not good. Okay. And of course, I rolled the nat 20 for that. Okay.
You have fun with
21.
Very nice.
Oh, no, that's you. 18.
18 for Grim. And
My
Cupid?
luck is turning around.
that. Cupid got a 5.
Good for Cupid.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Top of the round. Theron, you're up.
Okay. Action. I would like to use Aether Armor.
Okay.
So 2d10. That's 5, 6, 7 extra temporary hit points.
Yes.
Yeah. And then bonus actions, bonus actions, bonus actions. Yeah, I'll do bonus action phalanx tactics
Okay.
and give Cupid partial cover
Sounds
or
good.
3/4 cover, and that'll be my turn.
Okay. Grim, you're up.
Alright, I'm drawing my short swords. I'm gonna use my bonus action to place a hunter's mark on this thing.
Okay.
And I'm going straight in and swinging with one of my short swords.
Very nice.
So that will be... does stress affect attack rolls?
No. And at this point, you have no more stress because it's been a few days.
Oh, true. Oh, in that case, my roll was a 20. Alright, that's a 24 to hit.
That hits.
And that will be 9 damage.
Very
Roll the
nice.
max. Yeah.
Then, as you slash into this glass, it like is sent off in like spinning, shattering shards.
Oh, I forgot. I deal an extra 1d6 because
Ooh.
of Hunter's Mark that I literally just placed.
Yep.
Make that 10 total damage.
10 total damage.
Alright, and then that will be my turn.
Okay. As you watch this creature, you realize it's made of glass. Like, this is fine. And then you watch as the shards of glass that you kind of slashed out of this thing start to zoom along the ground and refit itself as you dealt piercing damage, correct, with your short sword?
Slashing, I believe.
With a,
Oh yeah, it's piercing.
yeah. With the piercing damage, you just shattered the glass more, did nothing to fully destroy it. And at the start of the golem's turn, it's going to regain 10 lost hit points. And then it's going to take 4 attacks at you with its glass sword.
Oh god.
Here we go. First is
Okay.
going to be an 8. Dirty 20.
That hits.
24. And 12.
My armor class is 13.
Well, you are a lucky duck then. Congratulations.
Only 2
Thank
of
God
them.
for my leather armor.
Oh god.
18 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
As the blade just kind of arcs down 4 times at you, Grim. You're kind of put on the back foot with your short swords, deflecting 2 of the attacks, while another 2 get through, cutting deep into you as blood kind of trickles out of the corner of your mouth. That's going to be the golem's turn. Cupid, you're up.
Awesome. So to keep Phalanx tactics on me, do I need to be like adjacent to Theron, or can I move wherever?
I think you need to be within 5 feet of me. Yeah, within 5 feet.
Within 5 feet, I think I can. I should be able to swing that, yeah. So Cupid, I think, is gonna. They at first seem like they're reaching for their rapier, but then they kind of brush their cloak aside, and reveal a holster from which they draw this hot pink Elementrix blaster. And they hold it very carefully as they kind of move it to hold it beneath their own head. And as they pull the trigger, I think the flames, when they strike them, kind of like wreathe around them, before like slowly fading away. And you guys can see there are these runes inscribed along the barrel of the blaster that have now lit up red. And that was their bonus action, Crimson Right, which I'll roll the damage for.
Now,
I'll take the...
to the 2 of you, it looks like Cupid just shot themselves in the face.
Oh. That's fun.
I'm not facing that way. I just hear a boom.
Pretty much.
Yep.
I'm like, what in the hell was that?
Basically. And then they're going to level the blaster and take a shot at the sentinel.
Very nice. Oh,
Another nat 20.
Ooh.
very nice. Yeah, that's going to hit. Go ahead and roll some damage.
And I believe... Oh, their Crimson Right damage, for the record is fire as well, if that makes any difference. So this is all going to be fire.
Very nice.
And before fire does no damage.
Pretty good, I think. 19 points of damage.
Very nice. As you fire into this thing, into its chest, the glass becomes molten at the shot as it all kind of starts to congeal into itself, and the golem kind of starts to stumble backwards a bit. It's not looking great,
Fantastic. That will be my turn.
right? That'll be your turn. Theron, you're up.
Okay. Um, my man Grim needs help.
Yeah.
So, Theron's gonna run up 25 feet. You can now add his +2. I think that's proficiency right now, right?
Correct.
Yeah, so you can add +2 to your AC.
Well, that helps some.
Yeah, no, it does. And then, yeah, I think I'll try and. Can I try and shield bash it to do not piercing damage?
Sure. If you would like.
Would I get any modifiers to that
Um,
attack roll?
you'd have advantage.
Okay. So it's just a straight roll with
Yes.
Advantage. Cool.
Mhm. Well, hold on. So you're not actually using the shield bash feat, or like you don't have shield master, you don't have the subclass
No.
for this. Then yeah, this would be just a straight roll, as this is a subclass feat ability that you're trying to do without any of those things.
Okay, I just want the bludgeoning to see if
Gotcha.
that does any better.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'll roll that then. 13.
13 will unfortunately miss as you go to shield bash this thing, and its blade, which is made up of a bit stronger material, hits like your shield is able to deflect it away, but it doesn't want to take that bludgeoning damage.
Okay. And then we're not keeping track of our health are we?
No, you are not.
Okay.
Oh, I marked that damage. Let me undo it.
Yeah, you can. Would you like to be disengaged, Grim?
I will be heading out as soon as I can.
Because I can give you disengage.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I'll use bonus action to disengage Grim.
Very nice.
So he can leave whenever he wants. And that'll be my turn, because that's action bonus action.
Very nice. Very nice. Then, Grim, it is your turn.
All right. I am gonna run 30 feet to my right.
Very nice. And, all right, running 30 feet to your right. And I should note, Grim, that your body is absolutely just pot-marked with glass and wounds. And as you move, like, darkness is crowding the corners of your vision. Not doing great.
All right. I'm then going to cast Cure Wounds on myself
Very nice.
to cure my wounds.
Okay.
I'll heal for 1.
Okay.
And
Cool.
then I'm just gonna shout to everyone, book it for the house. I'm not fighting this thing. And that'll be my turn.
Okay. You're not fighting this thing. They're on. You sure are.
Yay.
As it's going to attack into you. Let's see. First one is going to miss. Does a 14 hit?
No. I have an AC of 18.
Okay, third one will hit. So, as this creature attacks, it is this devastating onslaught towards you at this point thereon, as it's just not stopping its like sweeping attacks, as all of a sudden as you're moving, the third attack comes in and goes directly through your right calf as you feel the glass get embedded and then ripped out of your leg as it's like this gushing wound that you have to kind of like stumble and stagger on. You watch as this creature like continues to like pull more chunks of glass back into itself. And then gonna make its way. It's going to move like that. You can take an attack of opportunity if you want as it's
Oh,
leaving
I
your
absolutely
space.
will be doing that.
Okay.
Let's see. $16 plus 5 is 21.
That'll hit.
Uh, 6. Oh wait, no. Yeah, it's done. So it's 6 plus 5 is 11. 11 points of piercing damage.
Very nice. As you slash the golem as it's moving away, it's going to start moving towards good old Cupid, and it's going to raise its free hand, and it's going to fire a dazzling beam at Cupid point blank. Cupid, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Let's see. Uh, 18.
You're able to shield your eyes, and you are not blinded. But that will be the golem's turn. Cupid, you're up.
Beat him up.
I'm going to be moving away from it. I will. If I shot it at this distance, it would impose disadvantage, right?
It would, yes.
If I I have Blood Curse of the Marked, which when I amplify it, that gives me advantage. If I did that, would that be canceled out so it was a straight roll?
It would, yes.
Okay. Bonus action, Blood Curse of the Marked. I believe because I assume it doesn't have blood, so I will have to amplify it automatically, which I will do, and I will roll the damage for that.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take 3 points of damage. That's fine.
3 points of damage. Very nice. All right, you're starting to feel at this point, Cupid, like as you fire into yourself again, kind of activating this blood curse, your left hand begins to tremble a bit from blood loss.
That does not sound great for me. Okay. Alright, going to fire at it now. Ooh. No, that is going to be a 7.
7. Okay. As you fire at this creature point blank, now it knows what you're up to, and it moves the glass kind of in the air in this inhuman way, kind of bending at a 90-degree angle to avoid your attack.
Horrifying. Shit, that was action and bonus action. I think that is all I can do. I do not want to take that opportunity attack.
Fair enough.
Yeah, no, I'm ending my turn.
They're on. You're up.
I got you, bro.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm coming back over here, and I will, I'll just attack him with my spear, because clearly it's not worth the shield. So that's advantage, right?
Correct.
16 plus 7.
That'll
so I
hit.
assume that hits.
Mm-hmm.
And... 4 plus 5 is 9 points of damage.
9 points of damage. Then, as you slam the spear in, the creature wobbles for a second and then rights itself. Now, like, refixing its gaze on the two of you.
And 3/4 covered is ranged attacks, right?
Correct.
Okay, so I'm going to disengage you, Cupid.
You are a saint. Thank you.
And
Darren
that
is
will be
really
my turn.
carrying us.
Grim, you're up.
Well, I'm out of spell slots, so I can't cast Cure Wounds. I can't damage this thing.
You can, it just heals.
But if you damage it enough, you can kill it before it heals.
Alright, you've inspired me.
If you die, it's not my fault.
I swing.
Okay.
It is almost dead.
Okay. Well. Alright, that's a 21 to hit with the first attack.
21 hits.
Plus 3. I still have. Okay, that's 13 damage.
How do you want to do this?
Oh. I am just on the verge of death.
You are.
Running in. And I can't really see what I'm doing, so I'm just slashing wildly at this thing.
And as you slash wildly at this creature, it explodes out into shards as you just run through it slashing. And as it tries to reform, you slash again and again and again and just keep it dissipated for as long as you can before it just stops moving. And then you hear a voice say, "Oh, what's all this racket?" And at this point, the door to the home has begun to open. All of you see a figure dressed in black librarian's robes begin to make their way out. Cupid, Theron, you know about elves. You know that elves age significantly slower. Grim wasn't kidding. This is an old man. This is an old elf who looks ancient. Wrinkles around the eyes, wispy white hair, kind of got like this thinness all about them as well, like a really old human might have. Like the bones and the arms just seem frail and wispy. Oh. Well, I guess I've been found then. Well. Are you here to kill me?
No, we were told to deliver a letter to you.
A letter? Kind of like squints. Oh, what kind of letter?
Shit, who had it last? Was it you, Theron?
So, the letter only had the map in it, right?
Yes.
Okay. We were given a letter by another librarian on, well, Osius Hill.
Osius Hill? You are not of the Shivo Library.
No, we were sent to investigate the cultists that were there, and we came across a rather morbid scene.
Please, come inside. We can talk about it there. And you can see the older elf shuffles into his home. Are you guys following?
Yep.
Yeah, but notably, somewhat hiding behind Theron.
Gotcha.
I'll head inside as well.
All right. As you enter in, it is this small little cottage. Um, and you can see that there's furniture around the room, but every single wall is a bookcase. And as you enter in Cupid, you realize that there are tracks on the ground. And for each bookcase, you can move it back along a track. And there are more bookcases behind, at least two, if not in some places, 3 layers deep of bookcases within this cottage. Now, the main room in this cabin sits centrally, a living room with a central fireplace and chimney that rises up that connects to a small kitchen. There are books and charts littered around the inside of this place. And you can see this older elf slumps into a well-used chair. My name is Gary. What are your names?
My name is Theron.
Theron? Cupid? And is that Grim? Hello again, Grim.
Hi, long time no see.
You didn't deliver my letter.
I got caught up in some very important business.
Oh, I hope so. I quite honestly thought you died.
I thought the same for you.
I'm still kicking. How did you escape the Banker of Bones?
You know about that guy?
Yes, I sent you off with a protection ward that was in the letter with some emeralds, but as soon as I realized the letter hadn't made it to its destination and, well, you parted with the amulets, I had some of my research fellows look. The Banker of Bones massacred everyone in that pawn shop, took a few as prisoners. We've been finding their teeth all along the Barrow River for the past year. I unfortunately assumed that you were one of those people.
Ooh. I didn't realize what that was.
Did you try and pawn that off for money?
Well, about that. Maybe. Smile.
I suppose I couldn't have asked for more. I mean, never mind. More important things now. Osius Hill was the site of a very important matter.
Yes.
What happened there?
When we arrived, it was a bloodbath. There were cultist and librarian bodies everywhere.
Oh dear.
We searched the town and found one building remaining intact. There was 8 other cultists and, well, 9 cultists and 1 librarian in there. The cultists
Wait,
were all
9
dead.
other cultists?
Yes.
3 covens. 4 locks. Not good. It's the most powerful number. Continue, please.
There was 1 librarian in there who I assume had killed all of the other cultists. He had 1 pinned to the wall with the spear, and I'll pull out the spear.
Looks like Kava got one last lick in after all.
Yes. He was stabbed by the cultist he had pinned to the wall. When we got there, he was barely holding on. He gave us a letter with a map in it that led here. He told us to bring you this, and I'll pull out the knife.
By the gods. You can see his eyes go wide. This is it, isn't it? And you can see this, like, older elf kind of reaches his, like, hands forward as if to, like, take the dagger. You give it to him?
I'm going to pull it away slightly and ask, what is this?
Ooh. It's a big question. I suppose you've escaped the Banker of Bones, though, so I can know you that much. That dagger's name there is your addition. It is thought to be the key to an ancient library known as the Library of Perseverance. Now, the Library of Perseverance was constructed by one of the first consuls of the Clovian Republic, thousands of years ago. At the time of its creation, all known knowledge was transcribed and then put into the library under this consul's reign. Then the library was sealed, and the key was given to each succeeding consul, and they added to it during each of their terms any knowledge that they would want to pass to future consuls. It contains the wisdom that guided the Clovian Republic. Not just the Republic, but the Republic's leadership for more than 1,000 years. It's a very important dagger.
And what does the Banker of Bones want with this?
What I assume most want with the library. It contains many secrets, but one secret is, I believe, prized above all. Tell me, do any of you know about an item called the Scroll of Meropis?
No?
Well, I suppose you are lucky then. Many vie for the scroll. It's said in legends, the Scroll of Meropis is supposed to control the rings. And he gives heavy air quotes. Whatever that means. Anyone who wants to change things, deep things, ancient things, things that should never be changed, they look for the scroll. Scroll can alter so much. It's tied to high gods and material gods and continents and oceans and weather and, well, everything. Now, it's been lost to time. But even if this library doesn't have its exact location, if it had where its location was once, a trail. Well, there are many, many, many smart and powerful people across the rings of Meropis. Many think that all they need is a hint, and they can follow it and find the scroll. It's likely the Banker of Bones is hunting that scroll too. And, well, I think, needless to say, if the banker gets the scroll, then you'll see more of the same.
Who even is the Banker of Bones?
Oh, now there's a question. Banker of Bones, from the legends, was a worshipper of a high god. Which high god we don't exactly know. And then something drove the banker mad. Maybe it was a betrayal. Maybe it was a dark truth. Maybe he looked upon a high god. Nobody really knows. But it settled with him a deep hatred of this high god. Everything the banker does, it's said, is to spite them. But in the madness, the banker takes their tithe of bones. Nicholas Black, as he's sometimes called. Always taking, shaping, reforming. He likes to take children the most. Take them far away to wherever it lives, and well, those children aren't seen again. Truly, the banker is one of the most evil creatures that the Shivo Library has knowledge of in our collection. Well, here in the reference house, that is.
Do you have any books on what's going on with the sky?
Sky, yes. I've been looking at it. I have no clue.
Oh,
Absolutely none. That knowledge is beyond me. I've looked through the reference of this here library for past few days, and I'll be honest, we've had some rather prestigious visitors come by, and well, no one can figure it out. But the primordial ring reappeared, so that's good. The rumor mill has it that it might have something to do with the autumnal solstice and equinox. Perhaps even something to do with Gilavisca. I hear that their annual ritual has been weakened in recent years. Did you know that a cleric of death got into the burial ground of those ancient heroes and took a few of them to the great beyond? Just snatched them right up. There was a big row among a lot of other high god worshippers trying to get an interview with that bastard. But everything's been thrown right off, and now the yearly ritual is getting weaker and weaker. Last year we all forgot a language for a week.
wait, how do you just forget a language?
Well, I don't exactly know, but no one could speak halfling. It was just gone. Lots of mute halflings.
By we, do you mean like your group or like everyone?
Oh, everybody.
Do I
don't
happen to
remember hearing
recall
about
any of this?
Yeah.
No?
Huh.
I'm gonna give a glance to Cupid and Theron. Like, this guy off as a rocker?
Cupid's just gonna shrug back.
Okay.
And where is this library?
The library. Well, it's sealed, of course, has been for now many hundreds of years. But the library itself is located in the greatest city that we've ever constructed, of course. The heart of the Clovian Republic, the city of Clover. Specifically, near the Carmathaean quarter of Clover. It lies beneath the now abandoned abbey of St. Elstrot. The abbey is now privately owned, but the catacombs still remain, thanks to a litany of wards that were placed upon them long ago. And beneath the Carmathian ward sits that library of great knowledge. Or at least the entrance to it.
What are you going to do with your edition?
Oh, me. Kind of thinks. Looks at the dagger. I am too old for the journey. And you are too dead to refuse it. What do you say?
What do you mean by too dead?
Well, you didn't think that being marked by the Bank of Bones means that he was going to leave you alone now, right?
Oh.
Well, Grim, I'm sorry to say, but if you survive the Bank of Bones, really, none survive him when he's looking. And now that you gave him the amulet, which will, well, certainly has helped him pinpoint the exact location of the library, he's after the key. More so, he's after the people that took the key.
Why did I need to sign up for this?
So-
Is there any way we can...
You can what, child?
I don't know. I don't want to just give it to him.
Oh,
But I don't know how we can get him to stop looking for us.
I'll be frank. I don't have knowledge on that. Pretty much nobody does. How can you stop the Banker of Bones? He always goes and attempts to take his tithe. Well, I don't have that knowledge. I don't know anyone in the Shivo library who does, although Raymond might, but he hoards his knowledge very closely. But an ancient library might be your ticket to salvation. You've already survived the Banker of Bones for what, 5 days? That's better than many. So obviously you can stay away from him. I'm offering a bargain. You get to the library, you get it open, and maybe you learn something there. And even if you don't, if you are able to leave that library, get back, well, hey, the Shivo library will offer all protections we can to you.
Well, it doesn't feel like much of a choice.
Rarely, my boy, do we get to make choices that we like. You could go off on your own. You could leave your edition here. And you could test to see how long you could make it against the Banker of Bones. Obviously, if you wish, that's certainly an option. Was it the one that you'll choose? To be frank, And I am being as frank as I can here, Grim. If you just would have done what I fucking told you, you wouldn't be in this mess. You greedy bitch.
I don't really have a response for that.
Didn't think you would.
I don't know. Maybe if we get that scroll, we can. It's supposed to do a lot. Maybe we can just write him out of existence, or get him somewhere far, far away from us.
How are we even gonna get there, though? That feels like at least a month's journey, right?
Actually, yeah. How long of a travel would that be? Ooh, that's.
It's a long way. It would be, a few weeks traveling across the open steppe between the Deadlands and Clover. Rolling hills and grasslands for thousands of miles.
Does the library have any form of transportation?
Transportation? Ooh. No, not really. I do have money that I could give you. Maybe you could purchase transportation or something.
Does everyone here know how to ride a horse?
Yes, I know how to ride a horse.
Yeah, I've ridden a couple times.
If we go to a populated area, will the banker follow and kill everyone there?
Gary frowns. Likely. The banker doesn't like loose ends.
What good would any money do us then?
Well,
No one to pay?
you can purchase something. Purchase horses. Could run out and purchase it, but eventually you'll need to get to Clover. And at Clover, you'll be around millions of people, to be quite frank. It's not a good situation for anybody. But think of all the good you'd be able to do if you are able to not just open the library of Persipence, but figure out how to defeat the Banker of Bones. Locating the Scroll of Meropis, well, that's the golden goose's egg.
You sure that this thing even exists?
No. No clue if it exists or not. I mean, enough powerful people think that it exists, that it's likely. But for it to actually exist, to be honest, I'm 50-50 on the matter.
Anyone got a plan?
Here, let me run and get some money real quick, and I'll allow all of you to talk alone.
What's
And
going to happen to you when we leave? Is the banker not going to see you as a threat?
oh, he most certainly will. He'll probably make his way around the reference house, and I'll bunker down for a while, but I won't let him see my face. I'll stay inside, and I'll be safe enough. This house is protected. Even the Bank of Bones has its limits, and with no reason to hunt me, I'll likely be safe. Plus, us in the Shivo Library fear a lot worse than the Banker of Bones. Child's play, really. But yes, of course there will be danger.
Mm-hmm. How confident does he seem in what he's saying?
unflinchingly confident.
God damn. All right then.
All right, I'll go and get you some money. And he stands up and begins to waddle off to a side room, maybe a bedroom, perhaps. And all of you are now alone.
It sounds to me like this is the best bet we have.
Feels like the only bet we have.
I think so. I don't like the idea of bringing other people into this, but I think we will need horses if we have really any chance of making it to Clover.
Oh, yes. Do we have a general idea of, like, the nearest town to here?
I mean, there are settlements everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you can ask about, but there's likely probably at least a small hamlet nearby. I mean, nothing bigger than probably 10 buildings, but there are pockets of population all around.
Does it seem likely like the smaller hamlets could still potentially sell horses and stuff, or do we think we'd have to look for like a bigger settlement for that?
I mean, obviously there are going to be people around with horses. It's just making a big enough offer.
Fair enough.
But
Alright, then I guess the plan is we head straight for the nearest town and then immediately start riding for Clover. I can't think of any faster way.
Yeah. It seems like that's our play.
Is it a fair guess to think that a horse could not outrun the Banker of Bones? Like in a straight race?
in a straight race, probably not.
Cool.
The banker is supernatural. It doesn't
Mhm.
abide by the normal laws of nature, at least from what you've seen.
Mm-hmm.
And no one really knows its capabilities.
Well, we shouldn't spend all of our money on horses. We might need to ditch them and buy a new set.
We'll do what we can.
If we... I don't know if we could... if our job will be considered complete, but we could go to Corporal Salonius and see if he would... He did offer us 500 gold each for what we went out and did.
Do I think he would count that as complete, just off my background?
Make an insight check at advantage.
15.
Yeah, he'd probably think that's complete. I mean, he just wants to be done with this mission and head back to wherever he's going.
Okay. Only problem is that town we were in was what, 500 miles away? Or 100 miles away?
100 miles away, yeah.
Yeah. 100 miles out of the way.
That's fair. Well, I
don't know
guess
if
we'll...
that...
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I don't know if that big of a detour is worth the money.
Yeah,
We're
I
likely
guess...
to come back for it.
Yeah, I guess we can see what's closer, and if whatever amount Gary is giving us is enough to get a good enough deal.
Can I hear him moving around?
Make a perception check.
15 again.
15 again. As you kind of, like, listen, and you can hear him moving around, shuffling, and there's like the clicking of maybe like a small safe of some kind. And then you look and you see a window. And you see the Banker of Bones peering in through the window at you. Eyes fixated on all of you right there.
I am like petrified.
Gary was very confident in the house's protections. Do we... Can I tell how easy it is for the banker to get in when he actually really wants to get in?
You have no clue.
No clue.
No, even with your blood hunter training, it's impossible to truly understand what this creature could do. And its eyes just kind of look at all of you. Salonius! Is that the name of a friend? Confidant? So many people. Give me the dagger now. And we can solve this much quicker than the alternative.
I don't have it. I'm not doing anything.
Theron has like stood up from where we were sitting, keeping his eyes on him, and he'll put the dagger like away.
Come now, boy. Little captain.
I don't think that we can really do that.
Its clawed fingers, 6 in all, scratch the glass. This horrible shrieking sound echoing out. And all of you watch, there are these wards, runes that start firing off in all directions. Fireballs, lightning blasts, disintegrates, all impacting the banker. But those pale white eyes never leave yours thereon. Come now, murderer. I know what you did. I paid for that soul of yours. Are you gonna murder these ones too? Once they get in the way. Is that your game?
I am not moving an inch.
I like your face. I like your face, Theron. I think it would be interesting. Sewing you up with the others. So that you would be one big, happy squad again. A big pile of pus and meat. So that you never have to leave each other again.
No. And Theron will speak loudly enough that Gary could probably hear.
Okay.
You cannot have this dagger.
I cannot have it. I cannot have it. No. I can have anything I want, Theron. You not giving it to me simply prolongs this suffering and the suffering of others. I will make thousands scream. I will open that library. I will know its secrets. But I think I'm gonna toy with you first. I recognize it now. All of you are spiting me. I want you to know that you should just give up now. And if you open the door, then I'll make this quick.
We're not opening that door.
A smile grows across the Banker of Bones' face. Dark and cracked, and you can see row after row of sharp, jagged teeth, like a shark's. And every tooth coated in blood. Then I'll meet you there. Or I'll find you in between. One or the other. No matter where you go, no matter where you run. And at this point, the Banker of Bones disappears. Just leaves the window. And Gary wanders back out. Ooh. Is he gone?
Supposedly.
For now.
That's good. A thump hits the door. And it bows inward. As the house pulses for but a few moments. It's alright. The wards will hold. Boom! The door cracks. Grim, you watch as a long black finger pokes through the wood of the door. I will make your lives hell. I will defabricate you down to your atoms until you beg to finally come with me. You can see Gary looks to all of you. I'm already dead. Take this money and run. And he passes you, Cupid, a sack full of 15,000 gold pieces.
Oh.
Yeah, okay.
Save yourself. And don't let him get that dagger. Ever. As you hear this cry, as the Banker of Bones throws itself into the door like a wild animal, as part of it like bursts off of the hinges, as it's barely holding on now.
Is there like a back door or a window or something on the other side of the house?
You can see Gary nods and points to the room that he just came through. There's a door, far wall. Speak the word, Erudition, and will open itself to you. Run.
Thank you. And I'll move.
Yeah, I'm sprinting for it.
Okay.
I'm following.
Then, as all of you follow, you make your way to that other room. And as you walk to the far wall, you speaking the word, your addition
Yes.
thereon, you speak
Yes.
it, and this glittering silver door is revealed as 3 layers of bookshelves push themselves back. The front door to this house bursts open as dozens of protective wards all fire into the Banker of Bones. From here you feel the singeing heat, Cupid, of spells and wards meant to dissuade even the strongest of foes. You feel grim, wards meant to banish. The dimension that this house sits on shifts as it tries to teleport out. And dozens of other countermeasures, all overlaid to protect this valuable source of knowledge. And the Banker of Bones tanks them all. Are you guys running out the back?
As fast as
Absolutely.
Yes.
possible, yeah.
As you run out the back quickly, Theron, you turn your shoulder and you can see 19 soldiers waiting outside the front door, arms limp at their sides. You catch sight of one, and you recognize them. Private First Class Atreus. You can see the bloody folds of flesh around the neck that you cut. They grip shield and spear in hand. Cupid, you can recognize 19 hoplite soldiers of Zell waiting. And as you hear from within, Gary begging for mercy, screaming bloody murder, these 19 soldiers flick their heads at you and all begin to run, charge, and pursue. You guys running?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Then as you run, booking it as fast as you can, here is where we will end the session for today. As all of you can take a level up.
Oh,
Yay.
here, so my cat has started doing this thing where only when I'm playing games like D&D and stuff, he will sit on my desk until I hug him. So he has been sitting like this, if you can see my camera, for the past like 2 hours.
Aw.
I don't know why.